Yes, people, Manscaped is back, but this time it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of gradient settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.
Big up to your 12th man community. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Wow, what a night I've had. Oh my goodness. I've literally walked in about 20 minutes ago. I had to crash at Lee Judges last night because all the trains were down. So after I left the game, I couldn't get home. So I had to ring a good friend of mine who got me the evening. So literally, I've literally just walked in. All of that for a Carabao Cup game. Can you believe it? Although having said that, it was a very good game. We're going to divulge into that. We're also going to delve into Mikel Arteta's press conference, what it means for our youngsters, and also David Raya. Is he out for the weekend? Looking very, very likely at the moment. Hugely doubtful, according to Mikel Arteta. So what else are we going to discuss? We're going to be looking at how important it is for the League Cup and Arsenal to win it. I would love to win this competition. A lot of people see it as something that gets in the way of the others. They don't see it as an important trophy. I, for one, do really want to see us winning this competition. So please get behind the team on this one as well. Do me a favor, people. Hit the like button. Please put me in a mood. Cheer me up, because it has been a long, long evening. I've hardly slept. I've only just got in. So please do me a favor by hitting the like button. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are now getting very, very close to our next target, which is 25k. Of course, we want the big one, which is the big 3-0. So let's make sure we can get us there. Hit the subscribe button and the like button. It is free. Thank you. If you would also like to show Manscaped some love, need a few of you to get involved with Manscaped at the moment and sort out the deal that is on for the Beard Hedger. If you click the link in the pinned comments, go to Beard and Face, select the Beard Hedger, add it to your cart, 20% will come off of your beard trimmers. Make sure you go and get it for your friend, your uncle, your brother, your father, or for yourself, or early Christmas presents or birthdays. That deal is on for literally the next week. So please make sure that you get that sorted by clicking on the link in the pinned comments. Any questions you got for me, please put them in the chat. More than happy to take your questions today. I wanted to make this a little bit of a Q&A and see how you guys are feeling as well. So any questions, please put a Q at the start so I know it's a question. If you want to throw in a super chat, it'll of course go to the front of the queue. So please make sure that you do that as well. Let's get into it, shall we? Last night, you saw my fan cam. I was very happy. Very, very happy indeed. It was a very easy night at the office for Arsenal Football Club. It wasn't really a competitive game as far as Bolton were concerned. I'll always respect them. I always will, and always respect opponents. But the team news showed that we were in a position to be able to make changes. And, you know, as Nando said, happy to see Saka and Rice start. Actually quite shocked to see Saka start. Not a lot of people were. Not a lot of people were shocked to see Rice. I think it proves how short we are in those positions. I said we were an attacking midfielder and a striker away. And I said that we were a midfielder away, and it looks like we are. Those three positions are the three at the moment that I think we're struggling with. So, look, that's where we're at the moment with our squad. It's very short. It's got injuries. We've got problems. We can't wait for these players to get back so it can bulk up our squad. But I think it proved that we can actually make changes against teams that are in the lower divisions and can still breeze past them. Big up to Suj, Super Chat. Big up the community. He says, hit the like and the subscribe button. Please do me a favor. Hit the button. Subscribe and like. They're two buttons that are free, and they mean so much to the channel. And I've got to big up Richard. Richard, you are a legend, sir. Richard has gifted 10 Football's 12th Man memberships. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Really kind of you. Much, much, much appreciate what you have done there for 10 individuals. Unbelievable. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. And it means a lot. People like yourself are the reason that I keep coming back. So thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Let's talk about last night. The team selection. Jack Porter just turned 16 in July. Starts in goal. How nervous must he have been? When in the first couple of minutes, I actually thought, oh my goodness, this is not looking good at the back with Jack Porter. But do you know what? He got through the game. Yeah, it was a shame he didn't keep a clean sheet. Nothing he could have done about the goal. But I thought everything that was asked of him, he did well. He got through the game, and that was what he would have wanted to do. He looked really pleased at the end when the final whistle went. He was smiling, he was cheering, and he was congratulated by teammates. And do you know what was amazing was actually seeing the level-headedness of him, but also seeing how much help was around him. And some of the leaders in our side, some of the role models in our side, Jorginho, Gabriel when he was on, Declan Rice, all coming up to him, congratulating him, advising him, giving him guidance. It was great to see. And for a team that at the moment lack trophies and lack winning mentality at times, the winners that were in the side and the ones that have gone away and played Champions League football and have been there, for me personally, it was really good to see. So absolutely. Big up to Richard as well, by the way. Thank you so much for that, man. Enjoy people. Dan's an absolute legend. So are you, sir. So get involved, people. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone in the chat as well. Get your questions in. Put a queue at the start. I'll take as many as I can. We started with the back line. Look, Josh Nichols played. I thought that was a bit of a strange decision. However, although I thought it was a bit of a strange start for him, I think he was a bit nervy. I really thought he grew into the game, and there was a real understanding of his positioning, which I really liked. The telepathy and communication with him and Bukayo Saka was really pleasing to see. I thought he worked well with his defence and midfield in front of him. I was really, really impressed, if I'm honest. So, yeah, one to look out for. Centre-back partnership of Kivior and, of course, Calafiori. Calafiori had a real moment of madness in the first couple of minutes, giving the ball away. And if I'm honest, Bolton really should have scored. But the rest of the game, he was really commanding, really good on the ball, good in the air, very physical. And I think on the ball, he just looks phenomenal going forward and passing. And his attributes are really, really key. And I think will be pivotal to how we play moving forward. I thought Jacob Kivior was brilliant. Everything that I was asked of him, I thought he was fantastic. He stood his ground. He won every tackle. He was good in the air. He was really good with passing. I was quite impressed with Kivior for what he had to do. Now, look, Bolton didn't really pepper our goal much or cause much of an issue, but anything that was asked of him, he swept up well, and Kivior deserves a mention for sure. But Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. Now, I know he went wandering for the goal. He actually should have shot. Jorginho didn't really cover and didn't have the pace for it, so I understand that we conceded. Aaron Collins is actually one of Bolton's best players. But when I look at it, Miles Lewis-Skelly was really good on the ball. I thought particularly in the first half, he was really good. And he's a player that I've been really interested to see because of his versatility. I think on the ball, he looks really good. Really, really good. And to be able to play in midfield, wide areas, attacking midfield and fullback, I think it just proves how much of an attitude he has and how impressive his work rate and work ethic is. Arteta said, didn't he, a couple of days ago, that Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly are fantastic to be around. They're really interested in getting involved. They want all the information. They're really ready. They keep asking to be involved. And you could see that he was absolutely hungry for it. And I was really impressed with him. I've got to say, Jorginho played really well. I expect him to in these fixtures, but it was just good to know that we've got that calm, cool, composed head that can come into games like this and can actually lead by example. Captain, experience, really, really good for the dressing room and for youngsters around him. That's the sort of player that you want to be looking up to. And I thought he had a really good game. Declan Rice in the first half, I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he took his goal really well. And it was the start of... There's so much about Declan Rice's game that I really like, but a lot of it is in the number 6. But you can see against opposition like Bolton, last season when we come back from Dubai, against West Ham, Sheffield United, Burnley, Palace, in that 8 role, he was thriving. Maybe against City, maybe against Tottenham, maybe against Villa, not so much, but certainly he can play there against lower opposition. I do think Declan Rice is a 6, and I think it's proved that he's a 6, if I'm honest. But I don't really know if he's a number 8 moving forward. And I think some fans want him to be, and I understand why, because he's a top talent, and going forward he looks great. I just don't think that he is an 8. I think he's a 6. But look, he was really good yesterday and deserves a mention. Now I come to my star man, Ethan Nwaneri. He was superb. Every time he got the ball, he wanted to do something positive with it. He was looking to drive it forward. He's got a really good left foot. He's got close ability with his dribbling. He's got good vision. He can see a pass. He's happy not to be selfish. His decision-making was mature. I thought the performance was not just confident, but also mature as well. And I think when he drives forward, he so reminds me of Emil Smith-Rowe when he first burst onto the scene. He gets that ball, he turns and he drives. And I was really, really excited to see what he could do yesterday. And getting 2 goals was phenomenal. He was my man of the match. I thought he lit up the stadium every time he got the ball. Everyone was excited to see him. And you see quite a lot of young people yesterday supporting the team. And you could see they were pointing towards the young players. They weren't excited by Rice, by Saka, by Jorginho, by Calafiori. They were actually excited by Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. And people around me talking, saying, wow, who's this guy? Never seen him before. He's brilliant. Now, a lot of us have seen him last season and, of course, across the US in pre-season. And he's been phenomenal. He really has. He's played in a number of positions, wide, in the middle. And he's just so capable on the ball and so comfortable on the ball. We saw him come on at the North London derby, and I thought he was brilliant. I really did think he was fantastic. And I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of everything I've seen of him so far. I do think that we have a potential here to see something quite special. Now, I don't know if he's going to be in the category of a Fabregas and Ashley Cole or Bukayo Saka. I don't know if he's going to be a Jack Wilshere. Maybe he will be a Joe Willock, a Maitland-Niles or somebody like that. But I see something a little bit more special in him. Now, Smith-Rowe I thought was going to be very good for us. I never thought he was going to be on the level of Saka, Wilshere, Cole, Adams, one of those kind of youngsters or youth products that comes through. But I always thought he'd be good. He needed first-team football, just like Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Joe Willock, Maitland-Niles, the list goes on. But there's something that tells me Nwaneri's a different level to those guys. There's something that tells me he's closer to a Jack Wilshere and a Fabregas than he is a Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles. Something tells me from the early signs that he is one of the players that shines in the game. There's not many times where I've seen players become the one people are talking about. And in games, you might think, Saka was good, Martinelli was good, Rice was good, Saliba was good. Oh, and that young kid come on and did well. Whereas when we're talking with Nwaneri, it's like, who's he? Because he's like the best player. Now, at 17 years old, for you to be like that, sorry, that is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I think what was more noticeable than anything from Nwaneri, his teammates were using him. His teammates were trusting him. His teammates believed that he was good enough. His teammates didn't want to pass him the ball because maybe he'll lose it. Maybe it's too much pressure for him. Maybe he's new and he doesn't quite understand the telepathy of the team yet. He looked more than comfortable. And I will say this now. I think he's ready, guys. I think he's ready. I don't look at him anymore and think, oh my God, Nwaneri's starting to go against Leicester. Oh my God, he's got to start against Southampton as well. I'll be more than happy because I don't think Trossard's been fantastic in the middle in number 10. I don't think he's been bad by any means, but I don't think he's held down that role. I don't think it's like, wow, no one's getting past Trossard in that role. And I think Martinelli and Saka and Havertz, I think they would be rotating that currently to think that maybe Trossard could start back on the left and then Nwaneri could come in the middle if Martinelli needs to have a break because he's been cramping up and looks like he needs a rest. That's where I am. So I would be playing Nwaneri a lot more than people actually believe. Only whilst Ødegaard's out, by the way. I'm not saying he's taken the first team place now forever. But I wouldn't be against seeing Ethan playing. I just wouldn't. Because he looks exciting. He looks ready. He looks like a threat. He's thriving on maybe the pressure and the chance. I think he's taken his chance with both hands. I think he's delivered in every single pre-season and opportunity that he's got. I've never walked away thinking, yeah, he don't look ready. I've always walked away thinking, wow. And it's not a wow as he might be good in a few years. It's a wow, this guy looks ready now. So that's where I'm at with Ethan. I thought he was phenomenal yesterday. And last night deserved a hell of a lot of credit. Big up to Suge, who's also gifted 10 memberships as well. Wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Suge. You're an absolute legend. You're a loyal supporter. You're here all the time, throwing in super chats, throwing in comments. Anything you need, bro, you let me know. Thank you so much, man. You are a legend. Big up to you. And big up to the chat as well. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Let's hit the like button, people. We're creeping up now to 200 people in here, so please make sure that you get those likes up to over 100 for me. All you've got to do is click the like button, and all you've got to do is click subscribe. So please make sure you do that. Big up to every single one of you. Let's continue. Saka started. Was I happy to see Saka start? No, I'm never happy to see Saka start because he's played a lot of football. But he was good, wasn't he? He was easy for him. He was kind of finding it easy on that right-hand side. Nothing special from him. No need to have anything special from him, if I'm honest. But let's talk about Raheem Sterling, because I thought he started dreadfully. Every time he got the ball, he lost it. Every time he was passing it, it was to someone else. Every time he was tracking back, he was losing out. Every duel he went for him for, he was coming out second best. And it wasn't until the second half that he really turned it on, in my opinion. Now, he got a first half assist. He got a goal in the second half. So you can say that actually on paper he had a good game with a goal and an assist. But if I'm honest with you, I really wasn't that impressed in the first half. And he needs game time. He needs minutes. I'm glad he got them. I'm glad that would have given him a confidence. I'm glad it would have given him some minutes in an Arsenal shirt, which is what he needs. I don't think Raheem Sterling is going to contribute as much as we believe until probably the latter fixtures in terms of the maybe November, December, January time where we're getting towards that February mark of playing 3 games every week. But we are going to need him. We're going to need to rotate. We're going to need him to contribute, and we're going to need him to up his game. And I thought there were glimpses yesterday of him looking good. I thought there was glimpses of him looking bad. And I'm hoping that he's just brushing off some cobwebs and he's getting himself fit, looking sharp in training. And when he does start to contribute in the games, hopefully he starts to look a bit sharper there too. Because Raheem Sterling's a good player. Trust me, he is. But he's only a good player inconsistently. And unfortunately, you look at Sterling and you think, 1 minute he looks brilliant, next minute, don't see him. And that was why I wasn't really excited by the signing. But look, we've got him. He's our player now. He's only on loan. Chelsea are paying half the wages. So we go from there. That's where I'm at. Who else was there? Up top was Gabriel Jesus. Now, mixed bag on Gabriel Jesus. A lot of people were not happy with his performance. They thought he was poor. I thought he should have done better in the first half with his shot. I've got to say that. I think his link-up play was there. His work rate was there. His press was there. There was a fantastic bit of skill where he kind of nuts one of the players and took it round the other in the second half. I thought he started to turn it on probably around about the 65-minute mark, and I was understood why he stayed on. I didn't think it was a fantastic game. I thought he was really good in parts, really bad in other parts. I just don't know about Gabriel Jesus. I see him as a squad player, not a starter. I don't think he's good enough to play across the front three to start for Arsenal now. I think that's a compliment as to where Arsenal have come. When we signed him, we were trying to go for the top 4. Now we're going for a title. He couldn't get City across the line as a number 9, other than maybe was it one season where they won with Jesus as a number 9? He was always a squad player throughout his years other than that. And I think he's going to be a squad player for us. It would not surprise me if this was his last year. It really would not. If he went over to Saudi, it wouldn't surprise me in summer. But at the moment, we're keeping him. I think he's definitely across the front three, a player that can give us some strength in depth. Yesterday, liked a lot of what he did. Didn't like a lot of what he did. A lot of people thought he was really poor. Around me, he was getting some pelters. I didn't think he was a shambles, but certainly nothing he was trying was coming off at one stage. And you have to look at the opposition and think, why is that? It is Bolton, a League One side. So, look, there's definitely some mixed opinions about his performance. I think although I'm a fan of what he does on the ball and off the ball, we have to look at his performance and say that it needs to improve. And Gabriel Jesus, if he wants to become a key part of this squad, yeah, he needs to get better. Subs that came on, obviously Kai Havertz, he got his goal, he deserved the mention. Declan Rice come off in the end. We saw some youngsters, actually. Maldini getting a debut, who actually looked pretty good, I thought, at the back. I've got to say that. And there was other subs that we used. Martinelli come on. Really wanted to see him do well and score. It was a comfortable night. You know, big up to Ethan's 2 goals. Kai Havertz and Sterling took their goals well. They were there in the right place to tap them home. And Declan Rice's first goal really got us off the mark and was a fantastic finish. We did well. Yeah, we conceded. I think Lewis-Skelly was actually pushed up too far. He should have tracked back. Jorginho didn't have the legs. Aaron Collins is their best player at Bolton. And they went and scored. And at 3-1, they might have thought a glimmer of hope. Maybe they could turn something around, but Arsenal were just too good. They really were. And I think that when you look at the 5 or 6 youngsters that we had, Porter, Nwaneri, Lewis-Skelly, the guys that come on, it's really showing that Arteta has actually provided us with a chance for the youth this competition. Now, I hope it doesn't keep happening because we're going to get harder teams. But when I look at it, against Preston, I expect to see something similar. Now, the draw, we look at the draw, it's actually a really good draw as far as Arsenal are concerned. I didn't know who we were going to get. If I'm honest with you, I didn't actually care. There was a lot of people that really were interested in, oh my God, who are we going to get? To be honest with you, I really weren't that bothered. I just wanted to see, personally, excuse me, a good game. So, sorry, mate. Give me a sec. Oh my God, my throat is not good. So let's look at the draw, shall we? I'm just trying to get it up now. Here we go. Let's share the screen. Carabao Cup draw. Here we go. So Arsenal, we're away to Preston. And the other draws are pretty good. I've got to say that. Tottenham and Manchester City. Wow. It's at Tottenham. Andrew always wins something in his second year, mate. Is he going to win this game, mate, and win a trophy, mate? That's what I want to know. Really good draw as far as we're concerned. We can say comfortably one of those teams is going out. I would like Tottenham to go out, or would we? Would we prefer Man City to go out in this one? Do we believe Tottenham are hard to beat and could go on to win this competition? Let me know in the chat. Manchester United have got Leicester City. I expect Manchester United at Old Trafford to go through in that tie. Chelsea will have either Newcastle or AFC Wimbledon. You'd like to think that Newcastle will win that. That's a hard game for Chelsea going to St James's Park. Aston Villa at home to Crystal Palace. You would expect Villa to win at Villa Park. Unai Emery would love to win a trophy. And Brighton-Liverpool is a really interesting game as well. Liverpool going to Brighton, a very tough place to go. Brentford-Sheffield Wednesday. I think Brentford will be happy with that. And Southampton-Stoke, likewise, I think Southampton will be happy with that. So my prediction is that Southampton, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa, Man United, I'll go with Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal. That is basically the top 6 or the top 7, 8 clubs in the Premier League that have the chance of being in with a shout. Other than Brentford and Southampton, you really have got some of the best there. You've got all of the top 6, haven't you? Arsenal, oh no, it won't be the top 6 because obviously one of them will be going out. But Tottenham, I reckon, will go out. So Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Villa. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's basically the top 6 sides. And then Southampton and Brentford, I expect to beat Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke. So it could be very interesting, this competition. Who is it that is going to get through? And who do you think will win the competition? I guess Manchester City will be favourites, but Arsenal certainly for sure have got to be right up there. And I want to take this competition seriously. I've said before, it's been way too long. 31 years is way too long to be waiting for Arsenal to win a League Cup. 1993. People say it doesn't matter. It's a milk cup. It's a Coca-Cola cup. No one cares about it. It's the worthless trophy. But look, if it's an energy drink cup to you, it might not be for everyone else. I grew up on that trophy winning it. That was the first trophy I saw us win, along with the cup double season in 93 against Sheffield Wednesday. So go and ask Paul Merson if he thinks it's a worthless cup. Ask George Graham, ask Ian Wright, ask Martin Keown. They did not believe it was a worthless trophy back then. Trust me, it is not a worthless trophy. It's a trophy, and trophies matter. It's a day out at Wembley that we will enjoy. Trust me. I wanted to take you through Mikel Arteta's press conference, so we're going to do that now. This one is quite interesting in parts. I really like to go through the presser just to see what he's being asked and how he is approaching these questions. Let's go through it. It's every word with the boss. On the performance of our young gunners, he said, yes, really positive night. The result, performance, we gave minutes to a lot of senior players and they really showed a lot of quality tonight. And on top of that, we gave a lot of opportunity to quite a lot of academy players. They responded really well. And it's so fulfilling to see their faces, their reaction, and how much it means to them. It's a really great night. Facts. He did rotate the squad well. I thought he gave a number of opportunities to youngsters well. And I think he played it pretty well, Mikel Arteta, if I'm honest, for the opportunity that he had to make changes. Jack Porter and the reaction to him starting at 16 years old. And he's only just turned 16, by the way, in July. Phenomenal. He said, well, we told him yesterday he's over the moon straight away. I think he spoke to his family and, yeah, they were prepared for that. It's a big step, big occasion for them. And I think they were nervous about it. I think he reacted really well. He was really composed yesterday and training today as well. His teammates really helped him as well on that. And what an experience and a way to break a record. Look, phenomenal. I didn't think he looked phenomenal. Like, oh my God, we've got the next Peter Cech in goal here. But certainly I wanted him to get through it unscathed, and he did that. You know, he would have been incredibly nervous, so did his family. But a great opportunity for him, and he took it bull by the horns. On Ethan Nwaneri scoring his first goals for the club. On the second one, I was really happy for him because he scored. I'm very happy because you know how I know the reaction of his teammates if he wouldn't have. So I think overall, again, I think he was really good. I think it was a really strong performance for him. I think he really feels part of us. You can tell he's playing with confidence, belief, and the understanding of what he needs to do on the pitch. So I'm very impressed. That's got to be one of the biggest confidence boosts for Ethan Nwaneri, that your manager believes in you, your players believe in you, and more importantly, he believes in himself that he can keep a place within the first team squad this year. That's got to be a bonus. So I spoke about this earlier, and it was really interesting to me to hear this. On our senior players guiding younger players, Yes, already doing it in training yesterday, giving them advice. The boys feel really comfortable with them. It's a magnificent group of players, and they really can be themselves. If they have any fears, they ask questions, and they'll be happy to help. It's great that they show leadership as well, and that sense of caring, which is important, and we all need it at some stage in our careers. Raheem Sterling's performance, he said it was very good, thinks he's getting better and better. Physically, you can tell he's making steps. The moment the game opened a little bit, you know what he can do, how he can deliver, and he was involved in a few goals. So, very positive night for him. I think we have to look potentially at how long it's going to take for Raheem Sterling to get back up to speed. He looks fresh. He looks like he's sharp in training. Let's now see a run of games from him. Potentially use him as a sub against some of the games we've got coming up and just see what we get with Raheem Sterling. This one was interesting, though, on David Raya's injury and if he's featuring this weekend. We don't know yet. He's got a muscular injury. That, to me, proves he could be out. It proves he could be out. He would say, we're hoping so. And let's get to a stage where we see David Raya in an Arsenal shirt. I had fears that he was injured for a few weeks when I heard his first press conference. Have you got anybody injured that's serious? Maybe one. I thought it was David Raya. There was reports coming out he was injured, muscular injury, hamstring injury, I believe, or calf injury after the Man City game. And yeah, I think it could be worrying. Because if we've got to play the next few games with Jack Porter in goal, that's going to be a worry, guys. It's going to be a worry. I've got to say it. It is. So look, we've still got a good enough side. We've still got a good enough squad. It's a great opportunity for Jack Porter. But if I'm honest, I worry. On why Jack Porter was selected to start in goal. Jack's been training with us since pre-season. We're confident he can do the role. Obviously, he plays in the international team. We've seen what he can do, and we believe he is the right choice. That, to me, shows that he has some faith in him, but I also believe it shows that David Raya may not be available, which is a big blow this weekend, if that is the case. How close Nwaneri is to starting in the Premier League. It's another step. I think it's ahead of what anyone could have expected in his journey with the first team. He's always ahead of what anyone expected and what I expected as well. He's part of us, so he will have the minutes. That, to me, shows that he is ready, and Arteta believes he's ready. He's ready to step into the Smith Rowe role. He must be. On having a dream about starting a full team of academy graduates, I have all kind of dreams, but in a nice one to have, it's a positive. What is a reality of a dream is the team I have that I have to manage. On whether the players have school tomorrow morning, there are a few. They're going to have to be there. It's going to be great. They'll be buzzing after the game. Spoke to the players just to thank them. It was a nice moment. On what Arteta was doing when he was 16 years old. At 16, I was in Barcelona living on my own, training between the B team and the first team. On whether he sees himself in Jack Porter. Bit of a strange question. In Jack, I wasn't thrown in like this. I had a situation at 17 when I went to Paris. When I went from playing in the B team to Paris, that was a big step. I know a little bit about how that feels, but I had a little bit more time to repair than Jack did. On switching off from football in between a quick succession of matches, at the moment it's not easy. Obviously, the time we have at home with our families, the rest of the day we are preparing one game, thinking about the next one, lineups, travel, game stats we can face, and how to be prepared for that. It's really busy, but it's what we want. We had an incredible week in every sense, emotionally, physically, and in terms of learning as well as a coach. We had issues. We had to deal with it. And for what I had in my mind in the international break to actually what happened and the players were available, it was very different. It's been good. What he's saying there is we have come through a tough period of time, and we really have, guys. If you look at it, who we've faced in the last couple of weeks, Villa, we've gone away. Spurs, we've gone away. City, we've gone away. It's been tough. It really has. And we're in a position where we can now look at it and say we are through it. We are through it. So, look, words on Jack Porter there, fantastic. If David Raya is not available, it will be Neto. The only reason Neto didn't play last night is because he's cup tied. So that's the way that we had to deal with things last night. But if Raya's not ready, it will be Neto. So, but we're still worried because Raya's been on phenomenal form. Let's take a look on this one. It says, on whether Mikel has any hobbies outside of football. Very bizarre question. No, my biggest one is to spend time with family and kids. Yeah, tennis is one. I don't have a lot of time to play. My kids tried to get me to play PlayStation, Mario Kart. I'm not a big fan of that yet. On what sets apart this current group of players in the squad from previous, I think it's the time in your career, you know, that you start to dream, pursue certain objectives, targets, and when you have accomplished them, you want something else. At that moment, if the team, club cannot provide that, you need to do it elsewhere. It's something natural, I think. Really interesting to see what he said there about the team, about the youngsters, about how he's preparing for these games. We've actually got 3 or 4 days every single. Um, we got now from now till February, I think it is. Every 3 or 4 days we're playing football. That is incredible. You're going to need a squad for that. You're going to need to rotate for that, and that's something we need to look forward to. Do me a favor, people. There's 230 of you currently. We haven't hit 100 likes. Please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. 2 buttons that are free. It takes you 2 seconds. Thank you so much. Let's come to questions before we do close. This one comes in from Chris, who says, Nwaneri looks good enough to start in the league while Erdegaard and Marino out. Do you agree? Yes. I actually would have played him. And people said, no, don't play him. I would have played him against Atalanta. But we didn't go for that. Fair play. But I actually do think he's ready. And I think last night's proved he's ready. Head and shoulders above the others. You can't look at Saka and Nwaneri and say, wow, what a difference. Nwaneri is miles behind him. And people will say, it's Bolton, calm down. But Saka was playing, Rice was playing, Sterling was playing, and he's still outshot all of them. So he's ready. Absolutely. Nabel says, are you looking forward to seeing that roll on deodorant head Lawless? I can't wait for the cooking. Big up to you. Yeah, listen, he's in the mud. He is in the mud. He is getting absolutely fried when we next see him because Lopetegui is a mess of a manager for them. Ash says, would you be starting Nwaneri this weekend versus Leicester? Yes, I actually would. I think he deserves a start. I think Trossard was a silly boy and kicked the ball away. Maybe Trossard will start on the left. But I expect him to go back to Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli and Saka. But I would actually start Nwaneri. I think he's been phenomenal. Mr. Gaspar says, do you think Arteta not giving youth a chance in the past was more to do with the quality of them? Because we're seeing now quality talent comes through. He's rewarding them. I actually think he did give youth a chance. If you're fair, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli were all players that he gave chances to. Joe Willock, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Eddie Nketiah. He gave chances to all of them. You know, so actually you've got to be fair. He's giving chances to them now, more so than ever. I think part of me believes that he's not going to take the cup as seriously as I'd like him to. That's why he's getting them out. But he's also giving them a run of games because we need to rotate. We've had a really, really tough couple of weeks. So let's see what happens. Okay, this one comes in from Richard. Big up, Rich. What do you think this team can accomplish this season? I believe we can win the league and maybe a Champions final at least. Wow, Champions League final. Wow. I think we should be going into the deep stages of every single competition. I want a trophy. I think we will win the FA Cup, because I think we'll take that more seriously than the League Cup. And I think we can win that competition. If Manchester United can, why can't we? Champions League, I'm going to say semi-finals and title challenge at the bare minimum. So I want bare minimum, title race, trophy. What do I think we can achieve? I think we can win the league. And I've said, if Manchester City miss Rodri like I think they will and like they did last season, Arsenal must win the league. We cannot let Liverpool win it or someone else. It has to be us. So we have to be there. Big up to you, Rich. Hope you're well, mate. Okay, this one comes in from Kiros. Says, should Ethan start against Leicester? I've answered that one. I would actually say yes, that he should. Lil Tim says, we beat Preston. We'll be in the quarters. I want to fully send it. What do you think? Yeah, look, I want to win this competition. Big time. Big time. Winning breed confidence. It's the first trophy you can win. And I think we should take it seriously. I really do. So I hope he does. Good draw, though, against Preston, I must say. Jake, hope all's well, Potts. I'm very well, mate. Hope you are too. In the next round against Preston, how strong a team would you like to see as we want to take this cup seriously? I want to take this cup seriously and I want to rotate. The problem we've got is, unfortunately, it's come at a really bad time for us. This Preston game comes in between the Liverpool and Newcastle game. It comes then to Inter Milan and Chelsea. So we are going to have Liverpool at home, Preston away, Newcastle away, Inter Milan away, Chelsea away. That means we're going to rotate. I think it will be a fairly similar side that played against Bolton. You're going to see Nwaneri, you're going to see Lewis-Skelly. I think you're going to see Jesus and Sterling. I potentially think you're going to see Jorginho and Kivior. And then again, we've got to see how strong he wants to go in the other positions. That's where I'm at, Jake. That's where I'm at. But we've got to take them seriously, Preston. Preston are actually a bogey side for me when it comes to bets. when I have a cheeky flutter of the weekend, Preston, I never bet on him anymore. There'd be a bad luck omen for me. Nabel says, are you looking forward? Yeah, we've already answered that one. Big up to you, mate. And yet we've answered that one from Jake. And we've answered that one from Nables. Big up to all of you. Listen, it's been a good show, and it's been one that I wanted to do with you. I am back at 3:30 today with Britain's Got Talent finalist Mickey P. Kerr. He is promoting the book that he has written, and it is about how football has changed and how it is no longer our sport, how money has changed it, how we can bring it back. And it is a very, very, very good listen. So please make sure that you tune in at 3:30. Make sure you hit the notification bell. You do not want to miss this one. This one is going to be a special episode with a very special guest. So please make sure you join us. I'm going to go and save my voice. Take care. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Make sure you show Manscaped some love. And I'll see you next time. Take care, people.
Yes, people, Manscaped is back. But this time, it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of gradient settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.